What is going on, guys and girls? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Nathaniel. So today I bring you all another station vlog. So today we're going to be once again going through some SCBAs. We're going to be checking the cleanliness, the air pressure, make sure that they are all at 4500, and the battery packs. As long as well with the lap belts, make sure that they have been properly expanded out all the way. So it's late in the evening. It's currently 9:32 on a Tuesday night. I've been up since 4 this morning. I did a 12-hour 911 shift today. So I don't know why I had this quick little rambunctious want to do something, but you know, here we are. So we're going to do our structural engine 93. I am actually in charge, one of the people who go over this truck during our our weekly meetings. So now whenever we meet here on our Monday evenings for our training sessions, we are all dedicated certain trucks, so we all split up into groups and we rotate monthly. So this month 93 is my truck, so it looks like we have about 4,400 psi. That is good. So we'll go ahead and place her back in, and we're gonna go through. We're gonna fix them. We'll fix the shoulder straps and make everything look nice and neat. So we are also going to check the battery life, and this has full bars, as you all can see. And something else we want to do is we want to make sure the lap belt is extended out all the way, and the regulator is on its proper holder here. So let's climb into the truck, and we will put everything the way that it is supposed to be. Now this is a kind of a tight fit. This strap more than likely won't ride like this, to be honest with you. So, but we will try our hardest to make it as properly neat as we possibly can. Look at that. So much better. And it's no one's fault. The SCBAs end up looking like the way they do. Whenever you sit down in these seats, it's just natural. The truck, you know, when your back's up against it, it just moves the straps and it makes everything come out of its holder. So, like I said, it's no one's fault that it ends up looking the way it does. It's just going through, taking the time to fix everything. And of course, you know, when the truck's in motion, you're throwing everything around, trying to get to a accident scene or a fire or something. It's naturally going to come loose. So this one has 4,000. So we will add this to our fill list, and which is cool because I actually get to show you guys how we refill our cylinders, which has been requested before in the comments. So while we are here, I will check the straps. And you always want to make sure your straps, guys, your straps are extended out all the way. And there's a reason for that. And truth be told, it's harder for some guys, if you're bigger like me, to get into the SCBA if the straps have been tightened up all the way. Now, I'm not as fat as I used to be, don't get me wrong, but I'm still a big dude. I've always been a big dude, I'm always going to be a big dude. Even when I weighed, you know, currently weigh like 230, but like, even when I weighed like 225, I was still a big dude. So, it's just going to be naturally hard for me to get into a smaller seat that someone that weighs 170 pounds gets into. So we have our own cascade system, and this is it. This is where we fill our cylinders. So I'm going to throw one back here just to show you guys. So we place it in the tube. It has a pre-connect. We make sure this valve is tight. And what we're going to do is we're going to open the cylinder up all the way. So you can see that needle shot up. So we have about 3,900 psi in this cylinder. Okay, so we're going to let that rest. We're going to shut it. Safety hatch. So you have a few different options of how you can fill this. You can fill this from storage with the air that we have in the tanks. So there's 4 different tanks or banks that this thing is referred to. Or I could fill this straight from a compressor. The compressor will kick on and it will bring air and fill the cylinder. So I'm going to take the bank with the highest amount of air, and it really doesn't matter which one ultimately at the end of the day. So I'm going to slowly crack this open. I don't know if you can hear it or not with the refrigerator in the background, but it's filling the lines. I'm going to slowly crack open our cylinder valve here, and we are going to slowly fill our cylinder. You slowly fill these because if you fill them too fast, they will get hot and they will bleed off. You could fill a tank really fast to 4,500, come back the next day, and it will leak 500 psi. So it has everything to do with the expansion of when metal gets hot, because the tanks are metal. Therefore, it just loses pressure. But since we are filling this nice and slow, we'll stop at 4,500 here. This air will not bleed off. And guys, I can't express how important this is, because what I just did could be another 3 to 4 minutes of a firefighter survival. That's why I try to preach to people that this is extremely important, and just because, oh, well, it has 4,000 psi. More than likely, you'll never be in a situation where that extra few minutes could mean life or death for you, but the chances are never 0. So what we did here is we opened up the hatch, I shut our cylinder completely off, and there's a little hole right here. It's our bleed valve. So I'm going to open this up, and it's going to drain all the air, and I have the valve shut off. So we're going to open this up. It drains the remaining air out of the line, so there's no pressure behind the valve whenever I disconnect it. Put it back in its designated slot, and boom, we now have a full cylinder. And we will shut it up like that, and we will walk it back over to its dedicated home. Some trucks have their own cascade systems. One of our last engines did, and it was honestly, I loved it. It was very convenient to fill cylinders on location of your incidents. And not only for the convenience of doing it while you were still on scene and you didn't have to retake everything out. If you got double tapped for another fire, you were ready to rock and roll. You weren't limited on what cylinders you had. So we're going to place it back in here. If you guys did not see that because it's dark, it has these MSAG1s have a dedicated V slot that the cylinder slides into, and then there's a ratchet clip that clips down. Then you connect the cylinder back to the regular hose, and then that is it. This tank is ready to rock and roll for service. So we are going to put this back in its home on the wall here. We're going to make it look nice and neat. We're going to get the strap back. Guys, thank you all for showing me a lot of support on my recent videos. My videos have been doing really freaking great lately, and I love you guys so much for that. You guys are actually wanting me to, you're giving me that little extra push to want to keep going here, and I can't tell you how much that means to me, and you know, the awesome comments you guys leave, and you know, it really just lights up my day. So, but we're going to, I'll move on to this one. Okay, full batteries, so that's good. Some of these still have the release cords. This one does, but it's not connected. This is an old truck, therefore, like I said, some of them do, some of them don't. Some of them just been broken off in the years of service. So this tank is actually has full batteries and has, looks about 4,400 psi of air. So we will place it back in its dedicated home. I will wait to fix that strap so that we can check this one. Now this one does have a pre-connect. Like I said, the reason why not all of them do is just because some of them have broken off in the years of service. So you pull this yellow string here, and you guys seeing this, the ratchet here shoots out, and that is what unlocks your SCBA. So this one is also full, which is awesome. So we'll place it back. And before we put our strap back on, we will check our battery life. So I usually will replace these batteries once they get down into the yellow. So you see these are good to go. I checked majority of these the other night. I ended up replacing one of the batteries in them. But these MSA G1s keep pretty good charge. So we will place that shoulder strap back. We need to check the strap on this, make sure it's not all tangled up and everything too. And guys, you want to keep your straps somewhere, or I'm sorry, not your straps, your cord, your pull cords, somewhere accessible. So, like, I always know that mine's going to be on the left side. So if I'm sitting in this seat, all I gotta do is just look over to the left side and know, oh, hey, my pull cord's right here. So we'll place that back up there, and this back up there as well. And like I said, some of these can be a pain, especially when they're side by side like these ones are. And then when guys come back here and they put their seatbelts on, it's bound to get messed up. So, but that strap is also out all the way, and that one is ready to rock and roll. Make her look all nice and neat, and be done with it. So we will check this one, and then we gotta go back to that one, and there's one more remaining on the rear. Okay, this one is also full battery. Okay. Okay, so this one needs filled up. And guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one, I'm going to place it to the side in case there's any more that need filled up, so I can fill them all up at the same time. So I will carefully step out the truck. Getting old, y'all. Getting old. I'm going to place it right here just for a moment. It's not going to go nowhere on the front bumper. Okay, I'm going to attempt to check this one back here without having to move the truck out. I should be able to get to it without banging anything. I think I'm the one that put this truck in last. Okay. Oh, well, here's more cylinders back here. Where's my door latch? There it is. Oh, yeah, okay. Full, needs filled. Needs filled. Okay, this is perfect training opportunity then. So I am going to end up pulling this truck out to get to the ones in the rear back there. So I'm only going to pull it out just a few feet to get it past the boats there. So I'm going to check that remaining one on that passenger side, and then I will take that one, place it over there, and then we'll pull the truck out and go from there. Guys, one of my other biggest pet peeves, especially for these diesels, take the time, let them warm up. Don't just get in them when they've been sitting in a cold bay for Lord knows how long. Let it take its time, cycle through before you jump in, throw the switch on, and throw it in freaking idle. to move it out just a few feet. Nothing to really call home about. And usually I'll be the one to say I'm not a fan of letting these trucks run for only a brief moment of time. Just to immediately shut them off like that. But I know this truck did get some runtime the other night. So this truck had not been ran for, you know, a couple of weeks. Be a little different. But like I said, I know I got some runtime the other night. So. Okay. Alright, you guys might be wondering, we have 4 tanks. What do we do? Well, we're going to place one here. Okay. We're going to take the current 3 we have. We are going to connect them all. And you'll hear that click. Okay, you'll make sure your bleeder valve's turned off. You open them up all the way. Okay. So we'll shut them up there. You can see the lowest one we have is about a little above 3,500. And guys, we can fill these all at the same time. You don't have to do them one at a time. You can slowly fill them all. So, going to crack open our bank 3. That initial airflow you hear is it filling the line from where we bleeded off the valve. But what we're going to do is we're going to slowly fill these tanks. And as you can see, all the gauges are going up. How do you monitor them all? You just sit there and you watch them. So you don't ever want to leave this thing unattended. These things can be very dangerous if you don't know how to properly operate them. And if you don't have the slightest clue of what to do with these, or you have questions about how to use a cascade system, don't touch it. Because these can be very, very dangerous. I'm only going to sit there and tell you all that I'm an expert on these. I can do the bare minimum to fill them. I don't really understand how it works necessarily, but like I said, I can do them enough to where, in terms of safety, like we're good, right? So we'll stop that one right at 4,500. This one is almost 4,500. This one's at 4,100. So we'll stop that one now, and we'll crack this one a little more. And she is filling up there. And now she is at 4,500. So we will close our bank. Go through and close all of our cylinders. And I believe if you bleed one, you don't have to bleed all of them, but I might be mistaken. Okay, I was mistaken. So, and pull. Okay, so just to make this easy on myself, I'm just going to literally exchange locations real quick. Trying to finish filling this last cylinder. Alrighty, y'all. Let's go put our tanks back, and we will be done with our SCBA checks for engine 93. Okay, just like that. Hang her back. Back in their place. We're going to go ahead and put this truck back as well. It's a little cold outside. We don't need to be trying to heat the outside world here. And just like that, she is back in her home, ready to roll to her next call. And each cylinder is not dedicated to a certain housing unit of an SCBA, so they all kind of go wherever. But we do keep track of what SCBAs come off what trucks. They're all labeled. Big step. Dude, how do you short guys like constantly get in and out of these trucks? Because I'm 6'3" in boots, and some days it's a struggle for me. So props to you short folks, honestly. Now this pack is ready to rock and roll for service. Grab our last cylinder here. Okay, throw the shoulder strap in, and then pull the seatbelt out, throw that shoulder strap up there, and boom guys, there we go. Our SCBAs are ready to rock and roll for our next fire incidents here. So we'll untangle the seatbelt. I hope I was able to teach you guys something. If you guys want to see more videos like this, please let me know down in the comments down below. If you want to see something specific, also let me know down below. Love you guys. Thank you all for watching as always. I'll catch you guys later on.